Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and record what we went over in class today. It's not much, we didn't do much today, but just for those who are quarantined, you do have to keep up with your work while you are at home. I'm gonna be sending out videos of just like this one, exactly what we're doing in class. So if you get stuck or you're confused, you need to email me because if not, then I'm just gonna assume you know what you're doing, and when you come back, I'm just gonna give you the test or whatever you missed. So you need to contact me if you're confused so I can help you or give you extended time when you return. And also email me if there's any type of situation that comes up. If you do get sick, obviously I want you to take care of yourself. I'm not gonna expect you to watch my videos. So just stay in contact with me and I'll work with you. So today we started on page 4 of the class packet, which all of you should have, but if not, there's a copy on Google Classroom. So if you remember from yesterday, for this first one, we do it by double distribution. So 3x times 15x is going to be 15x squared. 3x times negative 8 is going to be negative 24x. 1 times 5x is 5x. And 1 times negative 8 is negative 8. Okay, now putting your x's together, negative 24x and positive 5x is going to give me negative 19x. So there is your answer for the first one. The second one, name a pair of alternate interior angles. That would be 4 and 6. Or you could do 3 and 5. Number 3, to graph this, you start at negative 3 on the y-axis, and then your slope is positive 2 over 3. So you're going to go up 2 to the right 3. Now, if you remember from yesterday, it's going to be a dotted line because there's no equal to, and because you read this y is less than means you're going to shade below the line. So it's going to be down here. Now, remember you can use Desmos, so Desmos will also tell you where you shade. The quiz on this is going to be on, when I say this, just these 3 questions, just the review set, that's going to be on Tuesday. So you're not going to be here. I'm going to send you a link to a Google form for these 3 questions. So you are going to still be expected to take the quiz on Tuesday, just you'll take it electronically, and then I'll grade it Tuesday and put it in the grade book. So moving on, page 5. On the top here, we just reviewed isosceles and equilateral triangles, which is what we discussed yesterday. So in this first one, this would be isosceles because the 2 sides are congruent. That means the 2 bottom are also going to be congruent. So x would be 55 degrees as well. Number 8, this is also isosceles because the 2 sides are congruent. So again, that means the 2 base angles are also going to be congruent. So x would be 68. The last one, same thing, another isosceles triangle. But this time, they don't give us either of the base angles. Now, I know they're going to be the same, but I don't know either of them. What I do know is this top one is 90 because that box is a right angle. So you're going to do 180 minus 90, which is going to give you 90 degrees. And then you're going to divide that in half because we have 2 angles here that are going to be the same. When you do 90 divided by 2, that gives you 45. So there's your answer to the last one. Okay, so that's what we did yesterday. Today, we are going to, again, this whole chapter is about triangles. We're going to start just like introducing a little bit of it today because I did tell you this chapter is hard, but we're going to wait for the hard stuff until Monday. So this says figures that have the same size and same shape are said to be congruent. So triangle O, this is okay, I should back up. So figures that are the same size and same shape are said to be congruent. We've talked about that. Congruent means they're equal to each other. Now, the symbol they use for that is an equal sign with like a little squiggly on top. If you see that symbol, that means the word congruent. So what we're doing in these forward questions here is we are completing the congruency statement. So it says triangle OGD is congruent to this triangle right here. But I need to write it out in the same order that they wrote this one out. What that means is it started here, OGD. So they started with the angle that has one line on it, and then they went to the right angle. So when I write it out over here, I need to start at P and go to R. So it's going to be PRC. And there's the first one. Okay, so that's what I mean by you're finishing the statement. This next one, triangle RAC. So they started and went through the side that has 3 markings, and then they went through the side that has 1 marking because they went RAC. So over here, I'm going to start with O and go OE and then G. Because I start with the 3 markings and I go to the side that has 1 marking on it. Number 3, triangle LIN is congruent to triangle. Well, if I got to go in the same order, they started with the angle with 2 marks and they went to 1. So that would be EAR. The last one, triangle FOX. So they started with the letter that has 3 markings on it, and then they went to 1. So that's going to be BXO. Okay? Now on your test, which isn't for a while, but there are going to be questions just like this where you're just matching it and making sure it goes in the same order. So that takes us to the very last thing we're going to do today, which is going to be on page 6. The top here, they already give us a congruency statement. It says triangle EFI is congruent to triangle HGI. And we're just going to fill in the blanks with, again, it has to match up. So it says angle E would be congruent to what angle in this triangle? Well, since angle E goes first, it would be angle H because that's the first letter in the second triangle. Now this one says side FE. Well, it starts from F and goes to E, so that would be GH. It would be congruent to side GH. Angle EFI. So EFI would be congruent to angle HGI. Side FI would be congruent to GI. And angle FIE would be congruent to GIH. Because again, you got to go in the same order. And the last one, side IE, would be congruent to IH. So that's all we did today. Down here is where we're going to get into the hard stuff. We're going to do that Monday. So look, you need to check your emails every day because look for a video coming on Monday over this stuff. And again, please let me know if you need help along the way. I will help you. I will give you more time when you come back. You just have to stay in contact with me.